Level 1, the gatekeeper. It starts with a knock at the iron door. You hold your ID card like a shield, but it barely reassures you. The uniformed officer stares, eyes scanning for hesitation. One wrong move, and the building swallows you. Inside, the corridors hum with security cameras, whispered commands, and invisible eyes. You are nothing here, just a card in the machine. The rules are simple. Listen, follow, don't ask. Loyalty isn't earned, it's observed. You run messages, carry files stamped with seals you barely recognize, and memorize the faces of the men who could ruin you with a single word. By the third week, you realize no one notices mistakes. That doesn't mean they go unpunished. You start timing your steps to avoid surveillance. You learn to smile on command. Trust is a currency you can't afford. Level 2, the scribe. You're handed your first folder labeled confidential. The edges are sharp, like the threat it carries. Names, dates, wire transfers. You are the record keeper. You see the flow of money, the movement of people, the secrets that make the Kremlin hum. Your hands shake when you type the first report. The officer across from you glances up. A single smirk and your mistake is noted. You stop questioning, stop doubting. Every entry you log is a thread. Pull the wrong one and the structure could collapse. You start noticing patterns. Loyalty is not blind faith, it's leverage. Favor is currency. One slip can cost a career. One insight can buy influence. You think in numbers, in access, in who watches whom. Your identity narrows to precision and discretion. Level 3, the enforcer. They put a pistol in your hand and a name on a target list. Words are no longer enough. You are the arm that reminds people the system is real. Rules are clear but brutal. You act with sanctioned authority. Obedience is your shield, fear your tool. You drive long nights in blacked-out vehicles, following men who think they're untouchable. You learn how to make threats invisible, permanent. By now, the reflection in the mirror doesn't look like you. Every mission erodes empathy. You rationalize each act. It's for the structure, for survival, for advancement. You don't ask questions. You follow the code, and the code follows you. Level 4, the operator. They trust you with operations now, not just enforcement. You coordinate, you manipulate, you ensure the gears turn smoothly. One misstep costs millions, or lives. Your office is minimal, functional, under constant surveillance. Every call is logged. Every email is monitored. And yet, you control what moves where, who gets briefed, who doesn't. You meet ministers, generals, oligarchs. You smile, nod, and let them underestimate you. Influence grows in whispers, in withheld information, in timing. You feel the power coursing through control of access, the way a conductor commands an orchestra of chaos without ever touching an instrument. You begin to erase small parts of yourself. Morality is a variable, not a guide. Friendship is transactional. Even loyalty is measured against risk. You operate in grayness, and the grayness starts to feel like home. Level 5, the strategist. They call you for advice now. Maps, dossiers, strategy sessions. You watch the system from the top floor, behind tinted glass, sipping tea that costs more than your first year's salary. Decisions you suggest shift markets, influence elections, and bend lives. Fear is a tool, but so is hope. You know who crumbles under pressure and who becomes useful in crisis. You measure people as assets, their loyalty as debt. You orchestrate outcomes without touching them, and your fingerprints are invisible. Sleep is irregular. Dreams are tactical. You catch yourself rehearsing conversations in elevators, rehearsing threats you may never deliver. You understand the rules. They are invisible, but breaking them is fatal. You've become a node in a network so vast it could swallow you whole. Level 6, the authority. They call you sir in corridors that feel colder than concrete. You sign orders. You authorize movements. Entire departments exist to execute your decisions. You are untouchable in public, untouchable in private, and yet every glance, every hesitation, every rumor can unravel your status. The system bends around you, but it does not yield to comfort. Isolation is your constant companion. You weigh alliances like portfolios. Betrayal is inevitable. You plan for it before breakfast. You speak rarely, but when you do, walls listen. You start seeing yourself in the reflection of others' eyes, respected, feared, unapproachable. But the reflection is empty. The part of you that questioned, that hesitated, that felt, is gone. Replaced by calculation. You are a lever, a gate, a measure of absolute consequence. Level 7, the shadow. Your name is rarely spoken. Decisions flow through you, and yet you appear to appear nowhere. Ministers check their phones before they enter your office. Generals wait outside your door. You manipulate outcomes that no one can trace back to you. Morality is a memory. Fear is a constant companion. But now, fear is yours alone. You see betrayal before it happens. You know weakness in a glance. You manipulate not for glory, not for money, but for survival and inevitability. Your life contracts. Meals are functional. Sleep is tactical. Relationships are liabilities. You live in whispers and shadows. Every action carries weight. Every silence carries power. You are respected, feared, untouchable, but utterly alone. Level 8, the architect. The Kremlin itself feels small in your presence. You move through halls that echo with history, decisions etched into stone, blood, and paper. You have orchestrated crises that toppled governments, ruined dynasties, bent markets, and erased enemies. Power is quiet now, almost invisible. You are mythic, untouchable, and yet nothing touches you, because nothing matters but the architecture you maintain. Influence is no longer wielded, it is absolute. Consequences are permanent, and isolation is total. You look in the mirror and see a stranger. You are the system. Sometimes, you wonder if you remember how it began. A knock at a door, a card in your hand, a choice to obey. The weight of the empire sits on your shoulders, but no one sees it. You are a ghost, a king, a prisoner of your own design.